So, so hello everyone. Let's today solve another React interview question. So this is the one of the most famous interview question which is asked in the front-end interviews. So it's about the pagination. So as we all know, the pagination is can be done in the front end as well as in the back end part. We do pagination because of few reasons. So first reason we can say that let's say we have 2000 products, and if we render all the 2000 products, then it will take a time little time, because the React has to render all the 2000 nodes on the UI. So it will be a time taking process and not a very good experience. And the second thing we can think of is that for the user as well, from the user perspective, we can see like if the user sees 2000 products at once, then it will not be a very good thing for him, like because then it will be quite messy, like so much products are coming in front of his eyes. So we do what we do chunking. Basically we can like in the chunks of 10 or 20 products, or like whatever the number items we want to show on the page, we can show the items on the page. And then a user like can now user can click on the 2 3 and like whatever the page number he wants to go on, and then and then on that page number he can see his products basically. So yeah, this is the pagination that we are going to build today in today's video. Okay, so like when we click on the next, we will be going to the next page and seeing the next 10 items. We can also go to the backward and see the previous 10 items. So yeah, this is a very famous React interview question which is generally asked. So I would say before like going directly into the coding part, I would say we will first go to the pen and paper and understand the core logic behind this problem. Okay, now let's go. Okay, so now let's look at the core logic of the problem. Let's say we have this products array, and in this products array we are having around 200 elements, or the 200 products. So what we can do, like for doing the chunking part, we can do the slicing only. Like we can slice this products array in pieces of 10. So on one page we will be showing maximum of 10 items only. So for that, we can in JavaScript we can do this like products.slice. We can give the start index and the end index of this array, and then slice method will just slice up those 10 products for us if we just give the start index and the end index. So for giving the start index and end index, we should first keep track of one index at least, so that we will be knowing that we are currently at this index, and then from that index we can easily find out the start index and the end index. We just need to like if we have the current index as, let's say we initialize current index as 0, so our start index will be 0 here, and our end index is what it is nothing but like adding 10 like going 10 elements forward basically. So for that, what we can do, just add the plus 1 in the current index and then multiply by the items per page only. So in that way we will be getting the end index. Okay, so now let's understand this with an example. So we are having elements from like 0 to 200. So now what we can do, we can like slice this into the elements like batches of 10 only. So for that we can do the slicing. So our current index is 0 now. So our start index will be what? It is also 0. And end index, our end index is going to be like 0 plus 1, which is 1 into 10, which is going to 10. So yeah, like we have done the slicing from the 0 to 10 here only. After that when we click on the next button, we will be doing what it is, just simply current whatever the current index that we are having, and then adding 1 there, current index plus 1. So, okay, and now after understanding the core concept behind the pagination logic, we can just simply implement it. So the implementation is not that big deal in this case. So for like first of all fetching the data, like getting those 2000 or the 200 products, I have like used this endpoint basically. This is the dummy JSON, like which is a site from where we can like get the dummy APIs, or like just for the testing purposes the dummy data. So I am like using this Dynamically.com's products endpoint, from where like I have like passed the query parameter limits, and we will be getting around 200 products. Okay, so now first do one thing, fetch the data, and the second thing is adding the implementation logic. Okay, so now first fetch the data. For that we will be needing the useState and useEffect hooks. Okay, so now let's write the logic for the fetching part. It will be an asynchronous function because we will be doing the fetching part, well, like calling the API and just getting the data. Const response, which is will be await whatever the response that will be get fetch and our URL. Okay, after that just getting the data, adding an await, and response.json, and then we can set the whatever the upcoming data set. Okay, first now we need to do one thing as well, like we need to make variable, like in that we will be storing the whatever the items that we are getting. For that we can do const items, set items, and then use state. It will be an empty array, set items, so whatever the data that we'll be getting. So first now let's look at what kind of response that we get. So let us just make an get request to this endpoint. Okay, so now from here we can see like this is the and this is the format in which we will be getting the data from that API. So we are having this products array. Inside that products array we are having like multiple objects. So like each of these objects has like many values, like key value pairs as well. Okay, so but for our importance, what we will be doing, like we will be let's just displaying the title and the images. So images is in the is like images. For the images part we are having the array. So we will be just for now we will be displaying the image at the 0th index only, so the first image itself. Okay, nice. So what we need to do is that we need to do data dot products, because that is our array. Okay, so now let's call this fetch function inside our use effect. um, Fetch data, and like empty dependency array, so that whenever our page loads, our data also, our API call also gets made. Okay, so now we have completed the first part, which is like fetching the data. We can also like display that data, like whatever that we are getting. Items dot map item, and just wrapping it inside a div. And we also need, as we are mapping over the like looping over the map, so we also need to provide a unique key for each value that we are like each value, that each element that we are rendering on the UI. So item dot id, as we have seen earlier, we are having an id property as well for each item, so using that id itself here. And we can then display the item dot title. Okay, now we can see that we are not getting like around 200 products. So what can be the issue? Like let me look at it. Okay, is the problem the okay domination? Okay. I have used limits here. It is only the limit only. So let's try again. Okay, now we are getting more data. Okay, no problem. So that's good. So now we can just we can see that we have done the fetching part. Now let's do the pagination. So for that pagination, as discussed earlier, we can we can do we can make a variable which will be keeping the track of the current index. So let current index set current index, which will be use state, and initialize it with 0. Okay, so after that we can define a variable name items uh, per page. So I want 10 items per page, and then we can make the start index, which will be nothing but our, as discussed earlier, current index into the items per page that we are having, and let end index, which will be like current index plus 1 into items per page. Okay, so now we are having the start index and the end index as well. Now we can simply do the slicing. So for doing the slicing, we can just items dot slice, and passing the start index and the end index here. So like we can see, like we are getting around, okay, 3 3 6 and 6 4 10. Okay, so now we can see that we are getting 10 elements here, which is the which is what we wanted. So now let's do one thing more, like we can also add the image here. um, okay, it is a self closing tag. And in src we will be passing the url that we are getting. So like item dot images array that we are having, images 0. Okay, so we are now getting the images as well. So what we can do, we can just like style them a little bit, we can do giving them height, inner, not the inner height, uh, height of like let's say 100 pixel, and then width of 100 pixel, 100 pixel. So okay, now we can see the 10 items here. We can also style it a little bit more. So we can give a border which is 1 pixel solid black. Okay, so now we can see these 10 items with some border, and okay. Mm. Okay, now we can see the items. So now we can move on to the pagination thing here. So what we can build, we can build the next button and the previous button. So for that we can simply make a button. Okay, forgot to give it a closing tag, and name it as let's say previous, and similarly just on click of this button, like where is our okay, on click of this button, on click of this button I want what I want that we will be setting the set current index, like we want what, we just want that current index to be to go behind, like whatever the current index that we are having, just subtract it by 1. So what we can do, we can do current index minus 1 only. Hmm. Similarly, like we can make a next button as well, in which we will be doing only the setting the current index with current index plus 1 only. So now let's check whether it is working or not. So we can see, let we are going to the next index, correctly, and okay, returning as well. So our like basic pagination, like going previous and next button, these two buttons are now working fine. Okay, so now what we need to do, like as shown here, we need to like show these buttons as well. So like if the user want to go to a specific page, then he can also go there. So now let's make that functionality as well. So for that we can do items dot length. Okay, and then okay, items dot, okay, no problem. So we can see that we are getting around 194 items. That means like starting from the first page till the our 20th page, we will be having that like 1 to 20 pages. So now what we can do, we just need to make an array which is like which will contain the element 20 elements, and then clicking on the specific and page number, we will be jumping to that specific index. So that will be solving our like going to the different pages problem. So before that, what we can do, we can make this array dot from, we can make a array length, and specifying its length will be like what, items dot length, items dot length and divided by 10. So it will give us 194, so 19. But we want what, we want the like we want to be that seal of that. So like 19.4 should give us the uh, uh, 20 basically. Yeah, math dot seal. Okay, so that's nice. So now we have like made an array here. We can think so what this does is that this makes an array which will contain the 20 element, and currently the value for each of these 20 elements is nothing but it is undefined basically. So now we can do, we also don't want to set any value there. We just wanted an array which has like 20 elements, and we will be using their indexes for like going setting our current index variable dot map, and we can map over it, and as our like we don't have any kind of like value, and for us the value doesn't matter, we want only the index. So we can name the, we can like first value, it is a dummy value, so we are just ignoring it, and then we can just map over the values that we have. So for that we can okay, now let's make a button here. Okay, in that button we will be giving the key first, because we are using the map here. So for that key we will be using like a, for now we will be using index as our key. Yeah, but it is not a good practice, but yeah, like just for the sake of simplicity here, I am just giving index as a unique key here. And then what I can do is like I can just pass the index. So now we can see, you can see like we I have got these like 0 to 19. So let's do the index plus 1. So that's nice. So now we can see like we are getting this previous like previous, and like we can just also now go to any index. So for that we can do one thing, we can on click let's on just, okay, here it is not good, add it here. On click of this button, I want that our set current index should be set as like current index equal to the whatever the current index like we are setting, we just want it to be that index only. So we are at 0 index, our current if someone clicks on like this is 1, just for the for our like index plus 1 we are doing here, but our index here is 0. So if somebody clicks on 0, our like page we are setting our current index as 0, and we go to that page only. So let's say if somebody clicks on 3, so the our current index will be 0 1 2 2. So we are setting current index at that, and according to our current index, these variable like start index and end index are also helping us in doing the slicing there. Okay, now let's do some basic refinements here. So when we are on the previous value, I want that when currently we current I want that when we are at the zeroth index, like at the first page, so this previous button should be disabled. So we can just disable it. We can use this disable property, and making it when our current index equal to is equal to the 0, then this button should be disabled. So now we can see that our previous button is disabled. Similarly, when we are at the last we are at the last page, so then this our next button should also be disabled. So for that, we can do disabled is equal to when our current index is equal to the last. Let's say we are having 194 elements, so our last index will be like the current index will be the 19 basically. So for that, I want that it should be disabled at that point. So in that case, what we can do like items, we can do math dot floor, because I want the floor value of the like items dot length. So like we are having 194 items, so we are doing the math dot floor, so that will give us the 19 only. So when our current index is equal to the 19th value, then this button should be disabled. So let's say we just go to that just give me a minute. Okay, let's go a little sideways. uh, okay so we can see that this is not getting disabled. Okay, just wait a minute. I have not divided to divide time. Okay, so now we can see that this value just got this next button got disabled. Yeah. So yeah, these are the major things that I just wanted to share in this video. We can also do a little bit of like CSS, and just make this just make this a little more beautiful. But yeah, the whole purpose is of this video is to look majorly focus on the functionality part. So I hope that you enjoyed the pagination part and implementation, and we have also looked at the data fetching as well, and then pagination. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and yeah, happy coding.